All right, everybody, welcome to Friday Pilates. I was telling our participants today that I will be doing class without music. So if you want your own music, go ahead and grab it and you can make your way to your mat. I like to start this class with all of the traditional Pilates things. So we'll start with breath and abdominals and the pelvic floor, all that good stuff. So you can go ahead and lie on your back. Knees are bent. And something else I'd like to just point out about not using music is I love music. It really can add to a class for sure. Sometimes it's nice to not have music, to connect a little bit deeper with your body, noticing what you're feeling, also become more aware of what's in your mind for sure. So that's another kind of positive thing of just kind of getting more grounded in your body and actually feeling and really noticing the movements. So to start this class, let's bring our attention, our awareness into our breath. In our Pilates breath, we are breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Breath in and breath out. Now, as you breathe, I want you to consciously bring that breath into the sides of the rib cage. Feel free to even bring your hands along the sides, fingers wrapped around the front, thumbs wrapped around the back, so that as you inhale, you expand the rib cage and press it into the sides of the hands. The hands are the anchor point. Inhale, expand. Exhale, contract. Breath in and breath out. Keep moving with this breath. Feel free to keep your hands in place, or you can let them back along the sides of the body. From this breath, we'll move into our abdominals without moving your external body. So that means the hips, the low back, the pelvis, everything kind of stays right where it's at. On your inhale or your exhale, draw your navel in and then up. So in towards your spine and then up towards your breastbone. Hold that contraction. Now breathe into the side bodies. Holding for 3, releasing in 2, 1. Go ahead, soften the belly, let that go. We'll do that 2 more times, just the abdominals. Inhale or exhale, navel comes in and then up. And I'm saying inhale or exhale because I want you to play around with both and see what feels more natural or congruent within your body to do it on the in-breath or on the out-breath. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, soften. Let that go. 1 more, just the abdominals. Inhale or exhale, navel comes in and up. In and up. Hold that contraction. Remember, we're not moving anything on the external part of our body. Make sure you're breathing. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, release. And then from there, we'll bring our attention and awareness to our pelvic floor. Pelvic floor should feel like a Kegel or the same muscles that you were using if you were going to the bathroom and stop your flow of urine. On your inhale or exhale, pull up on just the pelvic floor. Just pelvic floor, trying to isolate that out. External body stays very static. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, soften, let that go. Just the pelvic floor 2 more times. Inhale or exhale, pulling up, pelvic floor. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, let that go. And then notice if you're grabbing your abdominals with the pelvic floor. I notice that's kind of what I tend to do. See if you can isolate and do just the pelvic floor. When you're ready, inhale or exhale, pull up. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, release, soften. And now we're going to add an imprinted pelvis. Imprinted pelvis means pressing your low back down towards the floor so the low back is flush with the mat or as close as it's going to get. You might have some space between your low back and the mat, or you might not. Every body is different. Imprinted pelvis, then navel in and up, and pelvic floor. Engaging all of those pieces, holding that contraction. Breath in through the side bodies. Breath out to the mouth. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, release. And then when you soften, you're allowing the natural S curve of your spine to come into the low back. Let's do that 2 more times. Pressing low back into the mat, imprinted pelvis, navel in and up, pelvic floor engages. Hold that and breathe. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, soften. Find some space between the low back and the mat again. Natural S curve. We'll do that 1 more time. Imprinted pelvis, navel in, pelvic floor. Now something you also might want to play around with, you don't have to draw the navel in and up first. You could engage the pelvic floor first and then do the navel and see if there's a difference. There might be, there may not be. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, soften, let that go. Let's take the arms overhead. And then before we invite in some movement here, we're going to come back to the abdominals and the pelvic floor. So pelvic floor, abdominals, and you can see on that neutral spine. So we're not in imprinted. There might be some space between your low back and the floor. Breath in. Exhale, rolling up. Now we're in an imprinted pelvis where you're pressing your low back into the mat. Keep that belly and pelvic floor scooped, holding it right here, looking between the thighs, trying to roll the head, neck, and shoulders up, maybe even more, getting both shoulder blades off the floor, or feel free to leave the head, neck, and shoulders on the mat. Hold it here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, bring the arms back overhead. Exhale, let's do it again. Rolling up, same thing. Low back pressing down, imprinted pelvis. Pelvic floor, abdominals, holding here. Fingertips reaching for your calves or for your heels. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, come back. And exhale, do it again. Reach up. Hold it here. Breathing best you can. Hold it for 2, 1. Inhale, come back. Last time. Exhale, rolling up. Like press that low back into the mat, lifting shoulder blades a little bit higher, holding here, add a little pulse. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, come back. Nice. Nice option I saw for Candace. She had her hands behind her head, so that's a nice option too if having your hands extended does not work for you. Hug the knees in towards the chest. Hands behind the head. We're going bicycle side to side, starting with left elbow to right knee. Breath in. Exhale, left elbow, right knee. Left leg goes long. Come back and switch. Right elbow, left knee. Come back and switch. Now this is a little bit slower. Come back and switch. So you can fully pause by bringing the head all the way to the floor if you want in that middle part, or you could not. Now eventually we're going to go a little faster, so take it slow to start. And actually, if you're looking for challenge, slow is the way to go. Doing any activity in a more slow, mindful way is just going to get you into the muscles much faster than if you were doing a really quick movement. Taking that side to side. Really nice. Let's go for another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug the knees into the chest. Let's go full body stretch because we kind of already fired up those high abdominals. Full body stretch. Pop the chest and the belly up towards the ceiling. And exhale, hug everything into a ball. Let's do that again. Inhale, everything long, stretch. Maybe even a yawn in there. And exhale, come back. Once more, inhale, send everything long. And exhale, hugging the knees to the chest. Inhale, plant the feet on the floor. Let's prep for some bridge work. Now, in your bridge work, if you've got a ball or a block, you can bring that in between your thighs. And you want it to fit. So if your block or ball is really big and all of a sudden your knees are wider than your hips, maybe just let that go. You don't need it. I want you to find something that fits so that you still have a fairly nice alignment between hips, knees, and ankles. I find that a block turned on the side actually works the best for my body, but everybody has different size hips, so I want you to find something that works for you. Inhale or exhale, pressing the low back into the mat, rolling all the way up into your bridge. At the top of your bridge, tuck the shoulders and the shoulder blades. Focal point up to the ceiling, keeping it there. Scooping the belly, engaging pelvic floor. Now squeeze that blocker ball if you've got it. So give it a light squeeze and then soften your glutes actually. So we're not, super hard engaging, clenching our glutes muscles. They're engaged but slightly softer. Hold it here and breathe. In through the nose, out through the mouth. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Untuck the shoulder blades rolling all the way down. Take a little break there, and then we're going to roll back up, pressing the low back. Come up, tailbone, low back, middle back, upper back. Top of your bridge, tuck the shoulders and shoulder blades. Again, we're engaging that block or ball in between the thighs if you've got it. If you don't have it, that's fine. You can just imagine it's there and kind of turn that area on. Soften the glutes. Hold it here. Breath in. Breath out. Notice sensation, what you're feeling in your body. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Untuck the shoulders, rolling down with control. We'll do that once more. Rolling up into your bridge. Tuck the shoulders, shoulder blades. Find all the little pieces, navel, in, up, pelvic floor. Softening the glutes. Hold it here. Option if you want to dip the hips just a little bit. Dip and then lift. Dip and lift. Now, as you dip and lift, if you're choosing that option, I want you to really focus on keeping those glutes a little softer. A little bit of movement. Breath in, breath out. Keep going. Last 8, 7, 6, 5. Press into your feet. 4, 3, 2. Last one. Lift. Big breath in. Exhale, untuck the shoulders, rolling down with control. Go ahead, set that blocker ball aside. Let's take the right leg high, reaching up towards the ceiling, grabbing hamstring or calf, just avoiding the knee joint. We'll hold here for just a little stretch. Send the left leg long, unless that feels funky in your low back. If that does not work on your low back, keep the knee bent. And then we're going to add movement to the stretch. Breath in. Exhale, rolling up head, neck, and shoulders. Little hug in. And then you're going to switch legs. Switching legs. And switch. And switch. And switch. Again, try to take this slower. Maybe slower than you normally would. If it bothers head, neck, and shoulders, grab a pillow or even your ball underneath the neck works nice. Legs are long and strong, squeezing thighs, pointing toes. Breath in, breath out. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and on your last one, I want you to grab your left leg. Grab your left leg, set the right foot down. So we're stretching on the left side, head, neck, and shoulders on the mat. Breath in and breath out. Go ahead, release. And let's make your way to either side. We'll start in the clam series. So clam series, always good to have a ball, pillow, or block handy. Setting up. Head can rest on the hand, the bicep, or a pillow. You want your knees at about 90 degrees or even a little bit wider. Top hand can be on the mat. This is the most stability. More challenging on the hip, and then the most challenge actually behind the head. We'll start with regular clam. Top leg is going to lift and lower, lift and lower. Now, with the clam series, the thing that I see the most is rocking and rolling of the hips and kind of rolling onto the low back. So I want you to avoid that. Or if you notice, if you're rocking to help get your leg open, just make your range of motion smaller. Your range of motion with your top leg opening does not have to be very big for this to feel effective. So hips stay stacked, whole upper body, very static, movement just out of this top hip. Nice and controlled. Looks good. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last 1. Then we're going to lift just the feet. So the knees stay together, lift just the feet, and lower. Lift, lower, lift, and lower. Breath in and breath out. Now the clam series is always a good spot to really be thinking about navel in, pelvic floor, breathing into the side bodies, especially because it gives you an anchor point. Now you have the floor as your anchor point to consciously breathe in. You can feel the rib cage press against the mat. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, last 2, and on your last one, hold it. Hold the feet in the air, high clam. Top knee opens and closes. Open, close. Really nice, everybody. Nice control. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, set that down. Grab your ball, your block, something maybe a little bit squishy. You can bring in between the thighs. We'll do that inner thigh squeeze, squeeze, and release. Squeeze, release, squeeze, release. Navel in and up, pelvic floor engaged. Breathing in through the nose, out to the mouth. Keep going. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, hold the squeeze. Hold that squeeze like you're trying to pop the ball. Scoop the belly, pelvic floor once more. Hold that all for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, release that, set it aside. Well, next move, high clam with top leg kick. So the feet come up, high clam, kick the top leg, toes come back together, knees open, kick, toes, knees, open, kick, toes, knees. So you're striving to keep your feet as high as possible. Breath in and breath out. Really nice. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, set that down. Last move here, you're going to take that top leg, bend the knee, plant the foot on the floor, kind of the best you can. Bottom foot flex, and we're going to lift and lower. So you're going to lift and lower, lift and lower. A little bit more. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead. Take that top knee and just hug it into the chest. We'll give this glute, this hamstring a little love, little tap, 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 maybe a little massage down the IT band. And then we're going to transition to some sidearm balance work. Sidearm balance, you can choose to be on the hand or the forearm. I kind of like the forearm because it just saves the wrist. You choose what works best. You can be on the bottom knee, or you can come up onto the feet. Feet can be spread, or the feet can be stacked. When you're ready, we're going to lift all the way up. Hand reaches for the ceiling. Take the hand and reach it over, lifting those hips even higher. Come back up, and then set everything down. Reaching up, over, up, and then back down. Move with your own breath and body. And I want you to notice where your mind is at. If you're really connected with your movement, your feeling sensation, or if you've kind of drifted off to someplace else, or if you're thinking like, oh, this is so hard, I don't want to do this. Last 4, 3, 2, and last one. Last one we're going to hold it here. You can have the hand reaching up, or you can have the hand extended. Hold it here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, set that down. Hug the knees. Let's do mermaid stretch. Hug the knees, or even a little child's pose or piece of heaven. So mermaid stretch, hug the heels in, and then you're stretching across the body. So the side that was down facing towards the mat is now the side that we're opening. And then you can choose your focal point based on how your neck feels. You can look up, or you can look down. Hopefully that stretch feels good. Breath in. And exhale, release the hand. Let's flip the feet all the way to the opposite side. Have your ball handy or whatever you're using. Set up, clam. Always take the time with your form first. You want shoulders stacked, hips stacked, knees at about 90 degrees. Placement with the hand, floor, hip, head. And also you can rest your head on a pillow if it feels better on your wrist. Regular clam to start. Open and close. Open and close. So the hand on the mat obviously gives you the most stability, and we're looking for that stability in the upper body. So there's not the rocking and rolling. If you can maintain that stability, you can put your hand on the hip because that's going to be a little more challenging. And then most challenging is going to be hand behind the head, and you're really focusing on a stable upper body. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees stay together, lift just the feet. Feet lift and lower. Lift and lower. Breath in, breath out. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, hold the feet. Hold the feet lifted, high clam. Open and close. Open, close. Keeping everything stacked best you can. So whatever side you're on, that top hip stays stacked over the lower hip. Upper body really static. Breathing into the rib cage, feeling the rib expansion. Press into the floor. On your inhale, a little bit more. Last 8, 7, 6, 5. Try to keep those feet lifted. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, set that down. Grab your ball or your block, whatever you've got, for in between your thighs. Inner thigh squeeze, hug, and release. Squeeze, release. Really keep anchoring back to your breath and physical body, scooping navel in and up, pelvic floor. And notice, what is the most challenging piece that you often forget? For myself, it's always the breath or breathing into the side bodies. That's the piece that I always kind of lose track of, where I can remember the abdominals, I can think about the pelvic floor. So notice for yourself which one feels like it's the most challenging, or the piece that you kind of often let go of first. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, hold the squeeze right here. And then scoop navel in and up, pelvic floor once more. Really breathe into the side bodies. Hold it here for 8. It's like you're trying to pop that ball. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, release. Set that ball aside. High clam with top leg kick. So lift the feet up. High clam, kick. Toes come back together. Knees. Open, kick. Toes, knees. Now you can also play around with where you kick, depending on your own body, your own kind of range of motion. Your kick might go more up towards the ceiling, or it might go more at an angle, kind of out. And one is not necessarily right or wrong. It's just kind of differences in bodies. You can kind of play around with both, see which one feels like it's working the muscles harder or easier, or maybe they're just different. Keep it going here. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, that's burning a little bit. Set that down. Take the top leg, plant the foot on the floor. Bottom leg's going to go long. Foot is flexed. And then you're going to lift and lower bottom leg. Lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, lift. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, set that down. Side balance work. I was thinking mermaid stretch, but we'll do that afterwards. Side arm balance work, hand or forearm. You choose. Bottom knee can stay on the floor. You can come up onto the feet. When you're ready, reach it up, over, lift, and then come back down. Lift, reach, up, and down. Moving with your breath. Taking any option that works better for you. So that bottom knee can always stay down. It's a nice variation. Or if you're wanting more challenge, you can stack the feet. Last 4, 3, 2, and last one we're going to hold. Last one, hold. You can choose to have the hand up to the ceiling or reach. Either one, lift, lift, lift. For 8, 7, nice Candace. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mermaid stretch. Come down, hug the heels in towards the glutes, and then you reach across the body. So the side that was down to the mat is now the side that we're opening. We're softening the top shoulder. Look up or look down. And breath in. Exhale, release. Let's come right onto the belly. So we're going to roll all the way down onto the belly. I keep having a frog in my throat today. Extending the arms. We're going to do a slow swim. Know that if it doesn't feel good to have your arms extended past your head, you can always have the hands along the sides of the body for a variation. We'll start with the left arm, right leg. Before you move, though, scoop the belly, engage pelvic floor. Find that first, then lift the left arm and right leg. Hold it here. We're going to take this slow swim real slow. We'll hold it for 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, release. Switch sides. Right arm, left leg. Keep thinking about scooping that belly and pelvic floor first, and then moving. 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, release. Switch sides. Left arm, right leg. Lift up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down and then switch sides. Lift up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Set that down. Switch. Lift. 4, 3, 2, 1. Set that down and then switch. Lift. 4, 3, 2, 1. One more round. Left arm, right leg. Lift. 4, 3, 2, 1. Set that down. Right side, right arm, left leg. 4, 3, 2, 1. Set that down and then lift everything up. Both arms, both legs. Scooping the belly and the pelvic floor first. Hold it here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, set that down. Quick little break. Breath in, breath out. And then we're going back up. Scoop the belly, pelvic floor, lift it up. Hold it here. And then add a flutter kick if you want. Flutter kick. So we're flutter kicking hands and feet. Flutter, flutter, flutter. Breath in, breath out. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it down. Breath in, breath out. Engage pelvic floor, navel to spine, and lift up. Hold it here. Energy out the fingers and toes. Soften the shoulders, drawing them down towards the hips for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, set that down. Breath in. Exhale, piece of heaven pose. Knees wide, big toes come into touch. Piece of heaven pose. Soften the elbows. Breath in and breath out. When you're ready, shifting the weight forward, come into table first, and then sweep the feet off to the side and all the way around. Go ahead and grab your block or your ball, and then make your way onto your back. So for this movement, we're going to put the blocker ball in between the feet, right at the ankles. And then your options for your low back, you can keep your low back flush on the floor, or you can lift up and have your hands palms facing down, kind of right where your jean pockets would be, kind of as a little aid for your low back. You can also use a pillow. So take your ball, bring it in between your feet or your ankles, lifting up, having your hands underneath if you want that. And then we're straightening the legs as much as we can, Breath in, breath out. Inhale, slowly lower the feet down towards the floor. We're going to go about to 90 to 45. So find a 45-degree angle. And then on your exhale, we're going to come back up 90 degrees. Lower back down, 45. So we're going 45 to 90, nice and slow and controlled. Scooping the belly and the pelvic floor best you can. Feel free to adjust or play around with hands under the low back, pillow under the low back. You could also do this if you had another squishy ball or a Pilates ball. You could put it underneath, kind of right where your, I was going to say sacrum, but I think that's too low, right where your low back is. And that would create more instability and then make this more challenging. Going 45 to 90. Remember, today we're kind of thinking about slowing things down, keeping them really nice and slow. Let's do 4 more, and then we're going to meet at the 45-degree angle space. Now, you can have your knees a little bit soft, or you can really try to straighten the legs. If you can be flexed or pointed here, either one's just fine. And then in our last one here, last one, 45, hold it, hold that 45, get really strong, squeeze the thighs, point or flex, and then you're going to squeeze the ball or the block. Squeeze, release, squeeze, release, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Get strong, anchor in, notice where your mind is at. Your body is much stronger than your mind wants to give it credit for. A lot of times minds want to bail out, but your body is stronger than your mind thinks it is. Keep going. A little bit more. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Go back to 90 degrees. 45 to 90. Lift. Woo. Back to 45. Slow. Lift to 90. 45. Now, if you need to, you can really soften the knees here, and then you're hinging at the hip. So that's going to take a little bit out of the hip flexor if you're really feeling that and it feels like too much. So the knees can be bent and go from that 90 to 45. Or keep the legs long and strong, squeezing thighs, pointing or flexing feet. A little bit more. A little bit more. Hang in there. Last 4, 3, 2. Last one, meet me at 45. Last one, 45. Hold it here. Squeeze that ball. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And if you're not feeling it, if you want more challenge, drop the legs lower. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Keep squeezing. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. This is it. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Hug the knees into the chest. Take those hands out. Set your block or your ball aside. Full body stretch. Send everything really nice and long. Notice what you're feeling with that. I can really feel kind of all this hip flexors and around, even the outsides of the hips. So just notice. Exhale, come into a ball. Hug the knees into the chest. Inhale, send everything long. Exhale, come back to your ball. Let's take that one once more. Stretching long. Reach. Exhale to your ball. Have the hands on the shins or the hamstrings. Rock and roll. Let's massage out the length of the spine. Rocking and rolling as much or as little as you'd like. And then come into a seated position. All right, that's our Friday Pilates already. Great job. You can go ahead and unmute yourself. I'm going to hit stop on my recording.